Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make this buttercream cake decorated with crushed almonds. Got my 8-inch mud cake here, white mud cake, pressing it onto my 12-inch board with some buttercream, and then filling the cake with some buttercream. Just using my spatula to even that out, push it out to the sides. Then center my second cake, and if you want you can cut this both in half so you have 4 layers of cake, but this is just an extra thick cake. Adding the buttercream on top of my cake now, pressing it out to the sides, flattening out the top, and then adding a healthy amount of buttercream to my sides. Now I'm not adding a crumb coat onto this cake because it's going to be a pretty messy cake, there's really no need for a crumb coat. And using a bench scraper to smooth down the edges, and bringing the excess to the center of the cake. Just going over one more time to make it a little neater. And then to create that pattern on the top of your cake, keep your spatula nice and steady, and rotate your turntable. As you're turning your turntable, you'll start to edge your spatula closer and closer to the middle. That creates like a really nice kind of trail. Clean up your cake board, and in the meantime, let's process some of our almonds just to make some shards. You could buy them pre-crushed or pre-slithered at your local grocery store as well. I just like to make mine at home in the food processor. Now take your cake and make sure it's angled down towards the bowl with all your almonds. Grab a handful and then press it onto the cake and edge your hand up towards the top of the cake. Just trapping those almonds and kind of making sure that they reach the very top. And as you keep rotating, you can flick off the excess that's on the cake board. If you were to use a much smaller board, that wouldn't be so much of a problem. And that's why you didn't need the crumb coat, because you can see how messy this gets. Then for decoration, I'm using a 1M tip, it's my absolute favourite tip for frosting, and just piping some dollops all around the outside of the cake. And I'll have the recipe for the vanilla buttercream in the description box. It'll take you to a link that shows you how to make it plus the recipe. And top it off, I've got just some regular Maltesers. Now for the very last detail, I'm making the sign that goes onto the cake, just some regular fondant here. And I've got an edible image that says happy birthday. Add a little bit of water to your fondant to make it tacky. Take off the backing and place your edible image over the top. I'm using a small spatula just to cut around the edges. Make it nice and neat. If you get any kind of strays like that, you can just press it in with your spatula and clean up the sides. And then to apply it onto your cake, I'm using some buttercream again, and it's going to act as like a support system at the back. Just making it nice and tall, and then pressing my fondant into it just until I like how it's standing. And you're done. And that's how you make a very basic cake design, just with some crushed almonds that you can do yourself from home. If you can find slithered almonds at your local store, that might look nice as well. But this is one of the very first cakes that I decorated back when I was still sort of teaching myself. So it's very easy to do, great for beginners, and just looks really nice, I think. But yes, thanks guys for watching. Hope you give it a shot. It's, like I said, super easy, and I will catch you next time.